This is the Master Chief I talked to.
Yes.
So
Corey came up mid-breast.
yeah, I was around the cod piece. Welcome back to Eat, Sleep, Nerd, a show where you can check out, go AFK, and relax with us as we discuss all things nerd. I'm your dorky DJ, Corey Winter, and look, we have the entire team together because we just went to the Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo 2024, and we had ourselves a good old time, so we have our whole team together for the first time ever?
Yeah.
Ever?
Yeah, ever.
Yeah.
I think ever. I think.
Yeah, because the first time I was here, you were not here.
Okay.
Yeah.
One room, 6 friends, one goofy podcast.
Honestly, we've been a little unhinged.
One room, 6 friends, 7 microphones. No, our studio is not even really equipped for 6 people, but we're making it work. So if you're wondering why this setup's kind of weird, because it's not really meant for this many people, but
Everyone kept saying, why are you building such a big-ass table? This is why.
This is why.
It is filled.
This was the
now. Yeah.
a year and a half ago.
I don't even fit in frame. So yes, I was gonna say we all went to the expo, but we didn't. Nick,
He was there in spirit.
Well, he was at the physical location.
he was.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have a life?
So Friday, do I need to go into this? I can go into
You don't have to.
go for
you
it.
don't have to explain yourself.
it. So
Directly into the microphone.
Friday, we have I'm theater teacher, choir director at name redacted school, and Friday nights we always have theater rehearsal until 6-ish, and this one went a little longer. So I wasn't able to make it. And then Saturday we had to go hang curtains, and I had to hang our alien plant that came down from after a solar eclipse, ironically.
Just the one?
Just the
Okay.
one. But this one's like, it's bigger than me. It's taller than I am when it's completely.
And that's saying something, by the way.
Yes.
Nick is very tall.
Yes, I'm.
It doesn't look like
6'3".
it.
Don't let it fool you. I'm just.
Yeah,
up
Nick
on
is
a
in
higher
the
chair.
Nick is in the shortest chair we have
I
right now.
horrible
So,
posture. Then that night, our choir sang at the Huntsville Symphony Orchestra concert, which actually was also at the VBC. The Von Braun Center was a madhouse on Saturday.
Dude,
So
all downtown Huntsville was just
it's very true.
a
Yeah.
mess.
Very true.
Like in a good way, though. Yay, Huntsville.
Stuff to
Yeah.
do.
Things
Yeah.
were hopping for
Stuff to do.
Huntsville.
Things were
Huntsville was
happening.
not boring this weekend.
No, it was not.
That's
No.
for sure.
And it was gorgeous out, too.
It was very pretty.
Very.
Yeah, it was perfect. It was a great weekend to do something in Huntsville.
Sponsor
So-
us, Huntsville.
the entire city.
But no theme songs.
Oh,
No,
God.
I'm teasing.
Let's not
teasing.
open that can anymore. So,
Okay.
we are here to just kind of do a little Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture 2024 recap. But also, just since we're all here together, we're just going to have a little chit chat. Just, kind of hang out for the first time ever, really. But yeah, let's talk about the expo. So we were there all weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, April 12th through 14th. We were swarmed by cosplayers. Like, my God. Let's just start with how many people were there. Oh my God.
So many.
There were so many people.
It was only shuffling room only through this thing.
Yeah.
It was like, there was no like normal walking. It was just kind of shuffling around. It was great.
Like,
I mean, it was great because it meant that people wanted to be there.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
cool because it meant like it was a successful weekend. It was a successful convention.
Yeah.
So that means, of course they'll be back next year, but next year will be even better.
Jeremy's going to have to get more space. Like I think we've outgrown the South Hall.
Yes.
Like-
well, actually,
Or open up the ballrooms or something.
yeah.
Like, I
so
don't...
Corey and I kind of talked to him about that a little bit earlier when we were in line before I got to interview someone. But so with conventions, they're contracted for so many years for that specific amount of space.
I'd believe that. Yeah.
So, and it's like last year, you guys remember the really big line that was out the door. This year,
Yes.
they did not have that because they were able to rectify that situation.
Yeah.
Because he can't control, like, the boom
Sure.
that's happening right now with pop culture. So,
And with Huntsville.
yes. So, hopefully next year, I don't know how long their contract is specifically for however many years that they've chosen to use that acquired space. But I am genuinely hoping that maybe he opens it up, like the ballroom that it used to be in when it was a lot smaller would be fantastic for going and meeting guests.
That's what I was
Because
thinking.
it's-
If you
it's a
separated the
quieter-
guests from the
A
vendors.
quieter area. Yeah, because I mean there's so many awesome guests, but getting to them is a pipe dream because of the line situation
Yeah.
and just like where they were placed. I mean, they obviously everyone looked like they were very successful this weekend. But as far as I totally agree, and that's part of the feedback that I'm gonna put out.
Well, no, I mean, like, I mean it in the best.
Yeah.
I mean it in the best possible way. These are good problems to have. Holy crap, there were so many people that you couldn't hardly do what you wanted to do. Fundamentally, that's a good problem.
Yes.
Yeah, I love the directional tape on the ground that no one looked at.
Which was also like a foot wide. Like,
Yeah, but like all the marked lines to get into to meeting someone was like in a kiosk, but like people were just like stepping over the kiosk and things like that. But that could be.
I mean, that's also just
changed.
Wrangling people.
Yeah,
That's
wrangling
always
that
hard.
many people
Yeah.
in it's pretty hard. Because like moving through a crowd and all of a sudden you're ended up in a line somehow. Like I don't know how that happened, but
how did I get here?
how did I get here?
And we just described every convention.
Oh, you're here to talk to so and so. I don't know who that is.
Literally, I had some people. I was waiting on you guys for something, and someone was like, "Are you in line for so and so?" I was like, "I don't know who that is." No, I was like, "You go right ahead, honey. I'm just hanging out waiting for my friends." So,
Speaking of friends, can we talk about our jerseys for a second?
I know we look.
Look at
Shit.
these.
Yes, they're nice.
We finally have Eat Sleep Nerd
Right?
swag.
Woo!
Yeah.
Now, these are not available for sale, but we do have a store. The beginnings of a store available online now. Is it store? Is it store? Is it
We can
shop?
put a seventh person.
Is it shop?
We will have to post it because I don't. Yeah, unless
Hold
you know
on.
it offhand.
We just made
Yeah.
this.
I actually had one or two of my friends ask if they could have jerseys like this. So we may need to.
So
find a
the
way to
one
make
item
it.
you want is not on the shop.
right.
Yeah,
Shop.eatsleepnerd.com. There's not much there yet, but we do have some polo shirts, t-shirts.
Let's get some stickers.
We have some sweatshirts. We have a couple of hats.
I love a sticker pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some
Minus,
hats.
minus stickers.
We have some bags. Bunch of cool stuff with our logos on it. But we also have some shirts that say just Eat Sleep Nerd in that cool like general format. So
But look at how tech savvy we are. Like on our sleeves here,
Oh.
we've got our
QR
the
code.
QR code
QR.
for our channel,
Let me try.
Yeah.
and so people can just like do a little flex thing
Scan me.
and scan me, and it'll take you to our YouTube channel.
Wow.
stop moving. I can't scan.
I was trying to
God.
flex, but it didn't flex on my
There's
arm.
a lot of scanning.
And I did use it several times this weekend.
Did it do it?
Yes.
It does work. I promise.
works.
Yes.
Yep.
Heck yeah.
So
Okay.
anyway.
So I did just get a new camera thingy. So maybe that's.
It looks like your camera.
Come on, Steve Jobs.
He's not
Or Tim
available
Apple.
anymore.
Sorry. Tim Apple.
Awkward.
Figure it out.
To map.
Them apples.
No, Tim Apple.
How about
sorry.
Tim Apples?
Yeah.
I think it was so cute that we had a matchy day.
Yeah.
And these are actually really comfortable too.
They really
They're great.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are.
Be jealous.
Be
Yeah.
jealous.
Yeah.
I love a good
Absolutely.
jersey.
Yes.
Yeah. So the expo, lots of cool people there, lots of celebrities. We had Steve from Blue's Clues. Yes, that Steve from Blue's Clues. We had some Star Trek peeps. We had Jonathan Frakes and George Takei.
To K.
Takei.
Wow,
Takei.
straight.
Nailed
George
it.
Takei.
Right.
We
That's
had
changed 3 times.
we had Richard Karn and Deb Downing from Home Improvement. We had
The Superman.
Brendan Routh.
Brandon Routh, Dean Kane.
Right.
We had Oscar Nunez and Kate Flannery from The Office. We got to actually interview Kate Flannery. She was awesome.
She just didn't give a
great.
toot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could go find her little interview on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@eatsleepnerd. Just one of our shorts.
Tara Strong, Rachel
Tara
Lee
Strong.
Cook.
Yeah.
Steve Bloom, Johnny Young Bosch, Eric Vale that I got to interview today.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got
okay.
to interview Sanji from One Piece and Trunks, my first anime crush, and I was like, I literally told him, I was like, you're kind of like my first anime crush, so I'm pretty nervous. I was like, I'm kind of nervous about this. I was like, getting hot flashes.
We also
That's
had
not what that is.
We had Steve Downs and Jen Taylor, the famous voice actors behind the Halo video game series, Master Chief and Cortana. Unfortunately, we did not get to talk to them. I was really hoping to get Steve Downs to say "Eat, sleep, nerd," but he was really busy.
That would have. I was gonna say they were both slammed
Yeah.
the entire weekend.
So, yeah, lots of cool people. They didn't get to talk to all of them, but we did get some selfies.
Yeah.
Got some great selfies.
Yeah, with Jonathan Frakes.
Yep. I met
Yes.
Jonathan Frakes, super
Very
cool
tall.
guy. Very tall. Met Brendan Routh, who is really cool.
Very swoopy hair.
Yeah, but yeah, very long, swoopy hair.
Yeah. I love that
Also
decision.
very tall.
Yeah, also very tall. Super nice guy to talk to, though. we shared the same birth year, and we talked about that. And like, he asked me questions about how 45 is and all that other stuff. It's pretty cool. So,
Jason was like, better for you than for me.
It's like, it's going super.
Zing!
You didn't actually say that, did you?
No. I did not.
Okay. Okay.
I know
All
Dean
right,
Kane
and
is
there.
just off to the side going,
I
Yeah.
I know when to be that kind of humorous and when not to be.
Yeah.
Which generally should be never, but
Yeah.
Anyway.
So what else? What were some other highlights?
Oh man. Vendors. There were some great
Helmet guy
vendors.
was back.
Yeah, helmet guy was
Helmet
back.
guy was back.
He was so busy.
Yeah.
yeah, like again, good for him.
Right.
Sucks for us because
Right.
we didn't get to talk to him.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
But
was so
it's-
busy we couldn't do another interview with him.
Yeah, but it's because his stuff was doing well.
Right.
So
Yeah,
all of his
like-
Helldivers helmets were gone.
Really?
Yes, like every
Nice.
single one of them. He started with like 8,
That's awesome.
That's
Wow.
fine.
which when you consider he charges like 300 a piece.
Yeah.
You
like-
ain't doing too bad.
Yeah, homeboy made some money.
Yeah. Can't blame him.
Yeah, if you go back and watch our video from last year, he was also a really nice guy.
Really funny, too.
And fun to talk to. Yeah,
Yeah.
really funny.
Also super tall.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Really?
I think
Like,
we're just short.
just-
I think like,
I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. Like everyone I talk to, I'm like, so how's it going?
That's
No.
how I felt when I was standing up there with Eric. I was like, you're actually, I'd never stood beside him before. One, he has amazing hair. We talked about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
What
Like,
the heck, dude?
why
What's
aren't
your-
you in front of the camera?
But
Like-
when I went to interview him, I was like,
well, I interviewed a Master Chief cosplayer who was like basically
In his costume,
Real
they
life
said he
size.
was like 6'6" or 6'8",
Yeah.
something like that. Like
Oh, wow.
he's huge.
I found out who that was.
he was in the Mandalorian group, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that happened there, do you want to talk about real quick about the Mandalorian
Yeah.
memorial service?
Yeah. I got to hang out with my Mando Merc buddies. They made me a future honorary member today.
Nice.
I got a patch.
A future honorary member.
Yes. Okay. So there's actually a really long history behind that. Because I used to be a face character from Mara Jade with them.
Okay, that checks out.
And they were always like, you need to just make a kit. But I would just borrow their kits and wear them.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. So for 13 years, I've gotten away with borrowing a kit. But today he made it very public that I'm going to have a finished kit by September.
And it real quick, a kit is
The armor.
Full Mandalorian armor is what
Okay,
it is.
cool.
So
Okay.
I'm assuming that he's hoping for Dragon Con that it's finished, which I also hope. I'm so emotionally drained. I apologize in advance. I had a good friend pass away last Tuesday that was in the Mandalorian Mercs who introduced me to them and all the charity work. And so he passed away, and today I got to kit up with them and we did what you call a death walk. And it's a Mandalorian tradition. So we did that around the convention at 1:00 today. So
Yeah, we did do some videography of that. And
yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, hopefully that's something we can give them, and
Yeah.
they can
Yeah.
at least just have that.
Yeah. And I talked to Dylan's mom about it because she's also a member of the Mercs. She's one of the oldest members of the Mercs, actually.
really,
Yeah, she
that's
is.
awesome.
But I told her about it, and she said that she'd really appreciate that. And next time I'm in town, we're gonna go to Taco Bell. So that's what she wants. So
okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of videography for this expo, we did do a lot of stuff. We actually had 2 cameras going, sometimes 3. Josh was doing still photography. Christian and I were doing videography. We will be doing a big like compilation video in the next couple of weeks as soon as I have time to actually put it together. So yeah,
Tons of photos.
tons of photos,
Tons of photos.
tons of awesome
Right.
interviews.
I did
Just
so many interviews.
yeah,
Not
Just-
meaning that in a bad way at all, but
yeah.
Oh,
Kind of sounded it though.
no.
I did so many.
I did so
I
many
did so many.
videos.
I was like, I was parched yesterday.
Yeah.
I did so many, but it was,
Hey Nick, how you doing?
it was so
Hi, Nick's here.
it was so fun.
So sweet.
Were you
I'm
getting a-
living. No, I was sneezing, but I was listening. I was living vicariously through you.
Right.
it
So
was cool.
okay. So you weren't there, unfortunately, because you did have the other obligation. So far, what we've talked about, what are your thoughts on any of it? Or like any of these pictures that you've seen cycling through yet?
I want to experience it. I am, I guess, self-admittedly the least nerdy of the nerd bunch.
Get out.
You invited me.
Yeah, whatever. You just kind of showed up
Got
one
him a
day.
jersey and everything.
Anyway, it just seems like a really cool, fun like experience, and
It's the best way to put it.
having
an
a lot
experience.
of celebrities around and people, really like-minded people around, seems really fun, and kind of like a place you can let your guard down a little bit and
Oh,
just
yeah.
be
Mhm.
And oh boy, do people do that.
yeah, and just be yourself.
Let their right guard down.
and it's I think that's really cool, and I wouldn't mind experiencing that next year. Hopefully, I'll be able to do it next year.
Yeah.
I
and
hope so.
and experience it.
I think this is actually my first time doing the entire weekend of the expo. Last year I had to come in late. So I experienced the 3-day expo for the first time ever. I'm exhausted. And I wasn't even there the entire day every day. So let's just talk about lessons learned real quick. So for all of you that are listening or watching, maybe you have not done an expo before, maybe you've not done a whole weekend of an expo before. What did we learn here?
Avoid walking around with 20 pounds of camera gear,
Yeah,
if at all possible.
Rolly bag, roller pack.
I did see someone with their camera on like a rolly tripod. That was awesome. I need to get one of
Yeah, I
those.
saw that guy.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Yeah.
a ghetto-y stable cam, steady cam,
Hmm.
steady cam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about
Track cam?
just a gimbal?
We were gonna gimbal, but good lord, gimbals are expensive.
They are expensive.
I do want to say we were thankful that the expo actually gave us press passes this
Right.
week.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
So-
you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yay.
Yeah.
You're a
So
pretty
we were-
cool guy, Jeremy.
We were able to take pictures and videos without, getting creep eyes like, why are you taking my picture? So that
just
was
hold up
nice.
the badge.
Right. Just media pass makes all the difference
Yes.
on that thing.
But I think those passes kind of had a negative to them because I think since we were wearing them, we wanted to get as much video and photography as possible, and we kind of got worn out. We never took breaks. We were on our feet the entire time.
Yeah, it needed constant coverage of the.
Yeah.
What
So
was
I
going
think
on.
next year we need to like work in some breaks.
Shifts.
Yeah.
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 I'm kind of used to it. Like I
Yeah.
could probably do another 3 days.
Well, these guys
Just-
are old.
But just because, well, no, just because
Rude.
like with conventions and everything,
factual.
I was used to doing photo shoots and stuff for like 8 to 10, 12 hours and then hanging it up, waking up at 6 a.m. and doing it again.
Yeah.
So, but no, we definitely, and we talked about earlier ways for us specifically. And like, if you guys have like a YouTube channel or if you want to do media coverage, one thing I would highly suggest is talking with your team beforehand and seeing like really planning out and splitting up, divide and conquer method. Or we've even talked like next year about getting a stationary table and doing live recording from the expo where we take shifts and people will go out and capture things they want to capture while other people are interviewing people at the table, live streaming.
Yeah.
And kind of splitting the load.
Next year, I will live stream for 72 hours straight.
Wow.
We
that's
actually
a
could do that for like charity. That'd be kind of
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I would like to
Done
know
already.
Yeah,
how those
charity.
hallucinations work towards the end of that.
What?
I want to know how your hallucinations will go at the end of that.
Probably no different than normal.
Okay, fair enough.
Look at Brit in jail. We did put Brit in
No,
jail.
That
for,
was on
like,
Friday.
right.
That was
Yeah. Speaking of charitable donations, who did I
Right.
give money to? What was their? What's their charity? Do you remember?
I have no idea.
Oh, I would know any other time, but right now because my brain is fried.
No, it's fine.
It was Love Child.
I know it has something to do with children,
Yes, it was.
and I'm a big
it's
fan of children.
It's a children's charity. They do every
have to.
year. The
I do.
Expo donates to it, as well as the Mandalorian Mercs and the 501st Legion.
Yeah.
So it's a charitable.
But for $1 a minute, the bounty hunters will come and find your bounty and throw them in jail
Which is really freaking cool.
for $1 a
Yeah.
minute.
That's a great idea, actually.
Yeah. So they didn't even have to work hard for it. I just gave them $20 and they threw her in the cell.
The funny thing about it is I have a lifetime bounty. So
She'll be arrested every year.
I literally every chance. They were a lot more lenient this year because I was working with you guys, but typically in the past, as soon as they see me first thing in the morning, they just do this.
So you were out on work release?
Huh?
You were out on
Yeah,
work
she
release?
was out on work
I work release. But no, I love those guys to death. They're like my brothers.
They seemed really cool. I hope at least one of them is watching because I really, really, really want to join.
Mhm.
Okay, funny because I talked to Jason earlier. I'm gonna pick a weekend, probably later on the summer, where I come down and we're just gonna try to bust like my kid out at an armor party.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I could bust one as well.
you could
do
definitely
some-
come out
some
there,
kit
check
busting?
it out. Yeah, kit busting.
That
Stay
It's
tuned.
a
Busting
really
kits.
listen. Armor parties are really fun
Busted
because it's
tits.
just a bunch of friends like drinking, eating good food, making cool stuff, and hanging out, listening to music.
You want to be a Mandalorian?
I don't like that you said busting.
yeah, we just
What
said
did-
busting a lot.
You want to do a little kit busting?
It was
Wait,
not. It's
The kit part's fine. But
What, what's the problem with
we said busting. No,
Jason,
can say
no,
it.
we can't. No,
You said
I don't understand.
no.
I'm so lost.
This podcast is PG. No. So
what are you?
Oh, this guy was cool.
yeah, we had a Doctor Strange cosplayer who actually kind of looked like Benedict Cumberbatch.
And it was
which
his first costume.
well, there were several people that we talked to that it was
Like
their first
incredible
costume.
costumes.
Yeah,
They're like, yeah, this is the first thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you do in real life? You're a magician?
Honestly, those are some of my like. I love talking to all. and stuff
This
with everyone,
Cyclops
so, yeah,
outfit's really awesome.
I took a photo of him
Yeah.
on Friday, but like
Literally.
I love it when everyone's like, "Yeah, this is my first time,"
Mhm.
and their costume is like amazing, and I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that's so great! I'm so happy for you."
Mhm.
I get like overly excited.
I also just realized Cyclops could fit in the Fallout vaults as well.
This is the Master Chief I talked to.
Yes,
So-
Super cool.
Corey came up mid breast.
Yeah, I was I was around the cod piece. So yeah. All pretty much a lot of the people that you're seeing pictures of, we did get interviews with. So yet again, we will be putting together a compilation video of all these interviews.
The
And I'm
supercut.
sorry in advance.
Take
Yes.
open carry a little farther.
Speaking of compilation videos, so last year, maybe you've seen it. It's one of our most watched videos. I put together a little video about Jason trying to interview people. He kind of became the punching bag last year because it was just like the perfect combination
I
of
remember
clips.
this, Yes.
Yeah.
I saw this.
So
You weren't even
They
there.
were so mean to you.
So
It was
spoilers.
so funny though.
It was funny.
Sometimes when I'm sad, I just watch that video.
What
But I
was-
could be there for you.
No, so I made that video kind of in the style of G4, just because I was depressed that G4 had just recently closed down again. But spoilers, I will be doing another video like that this year. But Britt, you're kind of going to be the punching bag.
You know what? I'm so game for that. I embrace it. Listen, I embraced the chaos that was this weekend for me,
Mhm.
so it's fine.
Yeah.
Punch away.
Yeah, stay tuned. So this video is probably going to come out, I guess, April 16th. But the compilation videos will probably be a couple weeks. I actually have to go do some traveling, but yeah. So stay
Where are you
tuned.
going?
WGI Championships,
Dayton,
Dayton.
Dayton.
Up there in
Dayton.
Ohio.
Ohio. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I was
yeah.
like, that could be.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's literally the only thing Ohio has going on.
Up yonder.
Yeah.
Well, there's Cleveland.
Mm-mm.
You know,
Yeah.
the only
Not since
thing
LeBron
Ohio
left.
has
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Spoiler
I will
joke.
say, Cincinnati is a great city.
Okay.
Cincinnati is a great
It's
city.
all right.
It's great. It's
Well, they
very clean. Great
yeah.
bars.
they used to have WKRP.
Their chili's
Oh,
weird.
that's right. Yeah. With
Yes.
okay. Skyline chili, not that great. Everybody says Skyline chili is
Yeah.
great.
It's really
Not that
not.
great.
It's a sweet chili.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Thank
Yeah.
you.
They put-
I need some body to it. I need some.
Okay, look,
Some
putting a
meat?
pound of cheese on
Need
it
some
doesn't
meat?
make it better.
That's a good point.
Need some
I
meat
don't-
to it.
I don't know what to
some
do.
The
heft.
hot dogs are very good.
The hot dogs are good.
The hot dogs are good. The chili's not.
Yeah,
Mm.
people are like, I drove all the way just for the chili. I'm like, that's a weird way to waste gas.
Now, I will
Okay.
say, so they have them in Kentucky and Ohio, but I tried them in Kentucky first, and I was like, and then Ohio, it was better, but it still wasn't. It wasn't.
And what was this again? What chili?
Skyline.
chili.
Skyline. Okay.
It's like a sweet cinnamon chili.
Interesting.
That-
Well, yeah.
Mm.
No, there's definitely cinnamon in it.
Mm-hmm. Cinnamon in it.
Cinnamon.
What's it in it?
Sipping in it.
Was there nutmeg or
Seriously, it's like
some-
a
okay.
Cinnabon
ginger?
with beef.
Mhm.
It's weird.
Biff.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Broth.
As a reminder, the name of this channel is Eat Sleep Nerd. So we do talk about food apparently.
Yeah.
And we have heated opinions. Like, for example, Skyline sucks.
No.
You should
Fight me, Ohio.
when you go
I
to
don't
make-
care.
Record yourself at Skyline Chili and eat it and give your honest opinion. And
Oh.
tell us how
Oh.
we're correct.
And we could hit a White Castle on the way since I've never had White Castle.
Oh, it's so much better than Crystal.
So much
So-
better
Yeah,
than Crystals.
Yes.
Get you. Okay, do you like onions? This is very important. Do you
Yeah.
like onions? Okay.
Yeah.
Get you.
They
I'd
don't
say
always like me though.
I'd say get 3 White Castle burgers with cheese, cheese fries, and a Dr. Pepper.
Whoa.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it.
Or man,
Then there's also the double cheese crystals, double cheese White Castles.
Double
Sliders.
cheese are very good too.
Yes.
Or-
Those are very good.
yeah.
or just man up and get a suitcase.
That's
Chicken
true.
Suitcase.
Yes.
It's like 24 of them.
Yeah.
Oh, like the beer.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, now it makes sense. I never made
It's all
that
coming
connection.
together.
Right, yes. So you need a case. You need 2 cases. One
One
for
of these,
beverages and one for.
They have these chicken rings as well.
Yeah,
they're
they're
like
good.
onion
Yeah.
rings, but they're chicken.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're really good. And
Delicious.
and when you get
And
like a
honey mustard's
large
really good, too.
fries, it's like a bag of fries.
It's
yeah.
like Five Guys fries. It's
Yeah, it's,
ridiculous.
like, great.
Not
Yeah.
not like the taste, but
Right.
But the quantity.
the amount.
Yeah. Anyway, so much better than Crystal.
So the expo.
Expo.
So the
Right,
Expo. So met a lot of cosplayers, talked to a couple of celebrities. Those videos will be coming soon. What about missed opportunities? So the weekend kind of flew by. What are some things that you wish we could have done? I'll start. I wish I could have talked to Steve Burns from Blue's Clues, but his line was just packed the entire time.
The whole time.
Yeah. So that was kind of sad.
Like from one side of the guest area to the other.
I had no clue he was that popular. Like I am.
Bruh. Well, I guess it's kind of out of your.
He kind of
Yeah,
had like a
it's-
resurgence.
is it
He
okay?
did- Okay, so he kind of popped off on TikTok.
Like, what did he say that was so?
Well, so what he does is it's very endearing. So he
Oh.
makes these videos and he sits down with his phone and he's like, "Hey, I just want to know how you're doing. I hope you're doing okay." And you know what I mean? It's
He's
just
the new Mr. Rogers.
very similar
Yes,
kind of
Okay.
thing happening.
He's
So
our Mr. Rogers.
he-
kind of.
he's-
Even though we had Mr. Rogers. too.
now that
Yeah.
he's like on social media, like actively, and
Yeah. Because he disappeared for a
replies-
long time.
Yeah, he
Mhm.
replies to comments and stuff too.
Yeah.
Like if you say, "Hey Steve, I'm actually having a really hard time right now." He'll comment, he'll be like, "Hey man, you've got this." You know what I mean? Like he's very uplifting. So his resurgence is like
Yeah.
it's
And then he says he's proud of you.
yes. And
Aw.
it makes you feel something because
Yeah.
he's genuinely proud of you. He's such a just
That's nice.
amazing, genuine person.
Like when he left Blue's Clues, that was like a major event in my life. And for a lot of people, like that was like a big deal when he left Blue's Clues.
People were like, "Who is this guy?" Click.
Yeah.
Oh
Get
no.
out of here,
Poor
Joe.
Joe.
Yellow
Joe.
stripes? Nope.
What are we
Yeah.
doing?
Can we talk about that cosplay before it switches over? That's awesome.
Tindy?
Yeah.
Tindy killed it.
Yeah.
She was so cute.
Like, absolutely killed
Yeah.
it. There's helmet guys.
So that's
Helmets.
that is an Orion species from Star Trek, and that particular character was from
I
Lower
think you're
Decks.
supposed to say race.
What did I say?
Species? It sounds dehumanizing.
Well, they're not human.
they are of a species.
I
They're-
don't know. It just hits the ear weird.
Anyway, that was for Nick's
Species.
benefit. I'm sorry. I was just trying to help. I didn't. Reese's Pieces? What? Reese's Pieces? They're made of peanut butter and chocolate.
Anyways, I was personally sad that I didn't get to
Oh, yeah.
talk to Steve Bloom and Johnny Young Bosch.
Yeah.
But they were very busy. I knew Steve would.
The anime
So-
folks were popping off.
Oh yeah. There's a
Yeah.
huge
Like-
there's a huge anime community in Huntsville.
Mhm.
There really is.
I noticed.
They were, yeah.
They were all there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huntsville is like geek and nerd central of the South.
Well,
It
think
is.
about
It's
what the
amazing.
population's made of.
Well, yeah,
Engineers.
I mean,
Engineers.
yeah, engineers, tech people. Yeah, it's just
Nerds.
yeah, nerd. Yeah, but
Bunch of nerds.
we're all part of that. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's how we knew.
Although
this
none
was,
of us
yeah.
here are engineers.
I mean, but we're in IT work.
Eh,
Working on my Security Plus.
There you go.
I'm gonna,
Like I caught
gonna
things
say.
on fire in chemistry in high school. I don't really think I would do the other things.
Yeah, I thought about doing UX. I don't know.
Ooh, okay.
And I don't know.
Sure.
My brain catches on fire
That
frequently.
do that or AI stuff. That's the thing right now.
if you figure out AI, you don't have to do work anymore.
Who
It's
is
true.
AI?
What?
Steve Jobs.
Alan Iverson.
Tim Apple.
Tim
Tim Apple.
That's
So I was sad I didn't get to see Trish.
yeah, we tried very hard to get to your wrestler people, but
Even during the earlier part of the day, like her line was so long,
mhm.
but it was also meshing with everybody else's lines. I was like, I don't know where I'm going. So I was like, I'll be back before I leave. And we tried, and then we realized we were sitting in line, and we realized she just wasn't there.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
Wow.
okay. We'll
that
be back.
happened. That happened a few times throughout the weekend. Which I mean,
Yeah.
like they're people. They get to go pee and stuff.
Yeah,
like it's
yeah.
allowed. Despite some of our protests.
Yeah.
I'm so there wasn't a huge number of people that I was like super excited to meet. I got to meet Jonathan Frakes, which was the big one. Will Riker's the man. But what I kind of realized was something that I kind of thought last year when I got to meet all the Star Trek people, and that was, man, I wish I'd started liking Star Trek sooner, because it was the same thing with Bill as I felt with George Takei, which is just, they are old. And I mean, like, so old now that it's almost a little depressing. And it almost makes them, it almost feels like they're being put on display now instead. You know what I'm saying? Like and I mean, and to a certain extent, good for you. That means you're super famous. You're famous enough to be in that situation. But like, I don't know. George looked a little dead inside. Like I'm just still here doing this. Your name is what? Oh, okay. Omar. And like, so I mean, like, it's just. But then that made me think, like, Patrick Stewart used to do conventions. Patrick Stewart doesn't do conventions anymore. It's like, so like, I'll never be able to complete my TNG set.
Sure.
And so like, it kind of made me, in a very odd way, like retroactively FOMO. Like, so it was weird. But that's what I was thinking, was just that, I very recently, all things considered, fell in love with Star Trek, but so much of Star Trek happened 30 years ago,
40 years ago,
50 years ago, 60 years ago. Like, so like, it's cool that they're bringing in these folks, but it's also just kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
well, one of the reasons why Jonathan Frakes is such a great person to have met is that he is still active and
he keeps
involved
Star Trek
with Star Trek. Like, he is, I think, I don't know, can we say official face, but maybe the unofficial face of Star Trek right now. He's involved with Star Trek in all levels: directing, writing, producing.
And if his name is in the
acting.
credits, it's a good one.
Right. I mean, and you could tell that he just loves the franchise, and he loves.
It does not bother him that he's famous for being on Star Trek.
Yeah, he's Riker, and he's fine with that. And just like Josh, I was very fortunate to meet him. Really nice guy. I think I think for me, the biggest miss is that we probably could have been a little more organized. I don't know, huh?
We could have.
Yeah, we could have. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We could have. And I think that we could have.
I feel like I nailed it.
Yep.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, you did
Thank
great.
you.
Yeah,
You did great.
you're the best, Josh, as always.
Thank you.
But I think, if we did like a better job of like figuring out when panels overlapped, when photo ops overlapped, and when who would be available and things like that, and timing what time, figuring out when the doors opened, and being in places, for things like that, and then finding a place to set up where we could do the interviews without getting bothered and jostled by the expo goers.
Figuring out who we could have bribed to let us in early.
And that too, right?
Into areas that we shouldn't have been in.
Yeah. So there's that. So for me, it's more like a logistics thing. I think that we could have done a little better on.
Can I go back there? No. Mr. Lincoln would like to know if I can go back there.
But I will say though,
Mr. Lincoln.
like, I am proud of us in a sense of like, this was our first time like as a team doing something like this.
Mostly, we miss Nick.
We did, but
yes,
but you know what I'm saying. Like,
he would have been there.
This is like our first go around and figuring out kind of our avenues, right? Because we each have very specific interests. Honestly, like I enjoy the anime scene. You guys enjoy, comics and Star Trek and wrestling, stuff like that.
Whereas anime scares me a little bit, and I don't know what to do.
So if anything,
you watch it.
I do agree. Like, I feel like we had some missed opportunity just because I feel like we were overwhelmed as a group because there was a lot happening and we were very overstimulated and we were just like a couple of times.
And I cannot stress how many more people were there this year.
Yeah.
It was honestly
Holy
kind of hard
cow.
to be in that room for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think that going forward, especially with like Dragon Con coverage and things like that, we can really each kind of focus on our niche a little bit and kind of be like, hey, I'm going to handle this, and hey, I'm going to handle that, and then do our
Josh is claiming something. What are you claiming, Josh?
No, it's so a big one for me. I want to do cosplay next year.
Let's do it.
Like I want to do that.
Oh,
I wanted
oh.
to do it this year,
Gotcha.
and then I fell into a deep depression, and I didn't do anything.
Valid.
That can
And
happen.
just showing up was a big
Millennials.
thing. Yeah,
That can happen.
but yeah, like Britt got to do it, and she had a blast, even though I'm sure it was wildly uncomfortable. But
I'll talk about that.
yeah, but the entire time I was thinking, oh, she's doing it. And so no,
FOMO?
like I want to do it for Dragon Con, and I definitely want to do something big and extravagant for next year.
We can make it a series.
Yes.
Because honestly, I would love. I know that it's not some people's thing. I totally get it.
What happened?
She's
I
assuming
would-
you don't.
I don't know,
like
just-
cosplay.
yeah.
I, listen,
Just sit and listen. We'll
Well,
figure
just
out.
tell me,
Hang
I'm
on.
ready.
Okay.
I would love
Okay.
to get all of you in a cosplay just to experience it at a convention at some point, because I'm going to tell you, it takes you to a whole other level and a whole other place mentally.
Are we doing the entire Justice League?
That is not what we just said.
No.
No.
Oh, I swear
kind
you
of
said
like
we're
it.
doing the entire Justice
No,
League.
no, no. At some point, I would love to get everyone in
Superman,
cosplay, even if it's
Oh, I want to be Gleek.
12 hours.
Wow, yeah, but
I'll do it. I
Okay.
just, I just need to know who to be and how that
Who?
person is.
Piccolo.
Yeah,
I'll
we'll figure it
do.
out.
I could be Piccolo.
Yo, that would be
yo.
so sick.
oh
I'll
wow,
get swole.
yes.
I would
Get swole.
literally do.
You have a year to get swole.
That's the girl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the girl. No,
I would, I
No,
would literally,
Pic- Piccolo.
I would literally
What?
cosplay
Who?
DBZ.
Android 18.
I'll be Kremlin.
17 was the dude with the.
Do it.
Killer
Wait.
press.
I could do that.
Can I be Mr. Popo?
There you
Yes.
go. Yeah.
That's racist.
What?
That's racist.
I was thinking it would end the racism, but
What is
Right, kid.
what is Popo? I feel so lost right now.
give it a Google, Jason.
I can't. My phone's out of the room, so that I.
We'll look it up later.
Okay.
We'll do it
You know
together.
what? I support that.
That would be cool. That'd be
That's
cool.
so funny.
I support.
Oh
I support your dream. Is that
my God.
No, it's a fever dream, but
So
Boy,
stay
yeah.
tuned to next year's Huntsville Expo.
I would love to get some of y'all in cosplay by DragonCon. Honestly,
The only one I can think of is Nick Fury.
That's what I was going
That's
to
the only thing I can
suggest,
think of.
and then somebody said Popo, but I was going to say Nick Fury for you.
I feel I can do.
what's the
I'll shave my head too. That's
the other time traveler guy, the black guy, other than Cable?
Bishop.
Yeah, he'd make a
Oh,
good
yeah.
Bishop.
Yeah. He's in the new X-Men. There, he is.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
I'm
Yes.
gonna have to start working out.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I mean,
No.
okay. First off,
We all do.
Yes.
We all need to get swole.
Yeah, I do have high blood pressure.
Yeah.
Probably work out for that.
Yeah.
Somewhere Nick's doctor is watching this, going, "Yes,
That's whatever it takes, Nick. The answer is yes.
I guess I'll do it for that instead of the costumes.
But also, you'll look good in your costume."
Yeah. Additionally,
Who's the ring guy? Green Lantern. Hank.
John
No,
Stewart.
John Stewart.
John Stewart. Who's
John
Hank?
Stewart.
Was there a Hank? Wasn't there a Hank?
Hank Pym, but that was
With the
there's-
Green Lantern.
There was Hal Jordan.
Yeah, it's Hal.
Hal,
Jordan.
not
Yeah,
Hank.
yeah.
My bad. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. I see. I'm learning.
Yeah, we will help. In fact, there is a Green Lantern box behind you of all the different rings in the box.
I have the
Right,
main
yeah.
rings.
Yes. Oh, you have the main one there? Yes.
I wear it as a pinky
Yes.
ring sometimes.
Yes. That means never mind.
okay. I have to. I'm going to talk about a funny. That reminded me of this hilarious thing I saw at the expo. There's this really amazing Batman
Mhm.
cosplayer, and he had like a little kid Robin, and all I saw was him
I saw
chasing
him.
that kid
Yeah.
around and getting him in that. Batman was struggling.
He was that guy was behind me in line for Tara Strong. That kid was not having it, and the Bat Dad was trying to keep his shit together. And he was like, "Do you want a juice box?" And kid's like,
He just like
"I don't want to drink. It's part of me."
but no, that's why I love cosplay, because like
Yeah.
when you're at a convention and you people watch, you just see that people doing things like that dressed up as certain characters is the funniest thing to me.
Speaking of which, I can't believe I forgot to tell y'all. So I was walking in Saturday, and there was a guy in a Kirk costume, and he was walking up to Mr. McGonagall, cosplayer. He was like, "Hey, how you doing? My name's James Kirk." And it was like, "No, I have the ID to prove it." And I was like, "I'll have to remember that guy." Oops.
But you did not.
I did not.
Okay.
Like, I wish we could have like found him again. I was like, "Is your name really James Kirk?"
He's like,
Yeah,
I
I paid
have to dress
$100
as
to change it.
I have to dress as this. Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts about this year's Expo?
I hate that I couldn't go. I did see a Jedi.
That's cool.
One wandered over to the concert hall.
Yeah. What color was the lightsaber?
There was no lightsaber
How do you know it was a Jedi?
because he had the Jedi brown
Fair enough.
suit.
Anakin?
Okay.
Yeah. No, not Anakin. It was kind of a balding guy.
Okay.
He looked like that.
All right.
So he was
So a Jedi. Yes.
Yeah.
He's just wandering about.
We almost wandered over to the monster trucks.
Yes.
That was
Because again, I know for a fact if I'd asked the right person,
Mhm.
they would have let me ride the monster truck.
Hey, I'll be the guy to ask the questions. Like I don't like logistically. Like if we can get in there early, I'll do that. They don't know me.
So let's actually just talk about that last thing. So I'm glad you brought that up. So we're a bunch of introverts here. And Jason did a lot of the heavy lifting last year. He was doing all the interviews. He was asking all the people to talk to us and stuff like that. This year, the rest of us tried to step out of the box a little bit.
Oh,
They did great.
I love that.
We were doing. I was doing okay. I interviewed a couple of people. But yeah, I think the expo kind of helped me come out of the not closet.
Ooh.
The
I hope not.
Shell.
What?
shell
on here?
a little bit.
Yeah, come out of your
I
shell.
got you. Don't worry. I got you.
Say that line all over again. So you got it.
But I do think we need a little more extroverted person to help us, to lead us at expos.
I didn't have a problem
Hmm.
after the first few people.
Yeah.
It's like
It does seem like something that would get easier the more you
So
do
it,
it.
it was hard for me personally. One, I think Christian did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Kudos.
For those like
Yes.
2 hours he was there.
But I will say,
Proportionally, he did more
Yeah.
work than
Yeah,
all of us.
like it was really good. I listened to it. I watched it, checked it out. You should too. But it was difficult for me the first couple of times because the community here knows me for something entirely different. And once I got through those first couple of like, are you okay?
Yes.
You're okay.
Once I got first through a couple of those, are you okay?
He's just like, yes. But I actually really enjoyed doing the interviews. I really did.
Yeah, I
It's
kind
really
of
fun.
thought of it as like, especially with Kate, because she's such a really relaxed person. If you see her, they're just people that you've seen a lot on your TV.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
still people.
They're still
Yeah.
people.
And that's kind of the way that I was going into it. Especially, I mean, I had my moment in the beginning with Eric because I just didn't realize how tall he was, and in that moment, I was just like,
Yeah.
But because I've talked to Patrick Stewart before, that was
What?
very interesting. Oh yes, I've met Patrick Stewart in passing at DragonCon before. And,
When? What year? What?
And the guy that was the face character for Starkiller, what's his name?
Jason, you know people have met Patrick Stewart
Oh,
before.
yeah, just not her.
ended up voicing
Who's that?
Darth Maul and stuff. Yeah.
I could
I
look
know
it up.
him, but I don't remember his name. Yeah.
I've met people before, and I've talked to Johnny and Bosch several times. And the important thing is, they're people too. You
Yeah.
know, they're just here. They're, if anything, I admire them, and I'm a little envious because they're living their passion,
Mhm.
and I think that's really cool. And I think it's really cool to hear them talk about it.
Okay, so first off, a point of clarity. Sir Patrick Stewart is not people. He is above us.
He's a
Okay.
sir.
He's a god.
He is literally better.
He is a god among men.
He's very sweet about it. But let us not forget.
He was the sweetest. It's actually a very embarrassing story.
You should probably not tell it while I'm here. I'll listen to it later. No, that's not what I meant. I just,
Jason's just going to punch you for having met somebody.
well,
in
I
his
mean,
day.
I don't strike people, but
Sam Whitaker. That's his name.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't he also in Avatar?
No.
No, you're thinking of Sam.
West.
Sam Worthington.
Worthington.
Yeah. Worthington.
No,
Kit-
that's
no.
the Law and Order guy.
Weatherford.
No.
Which Sam are you?
Doesn't matter.
Anyway,
Sam
but not the person I'm thinking
So,
of.
so I mean, over the years, and I used to, when I was in the Power Ranger scene, I hung out and had lunch with a lot of them and everything. But it was just the first couple of moments were a little weird, putting myself back in front of the camera in that ratio for me. But afterwards, I was like, it's fine.
Well, all right. We could probably keep talking.
Absolutely.
We
Yep.
could, because it was just us.
Final thoughts as we wrap this one up?
Excellent Expo.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was an absolute honor to do this with everyone this weekend.
That was really nice.
Except for Nick.
You know what though? I genuinely thought it'd be a lot.
Yeah. Throughout the weekend, we're like, Nick, we miss you. It's like,
We
yeah.
talked about
Britta.
Actually, Nick, I wish you were there because I wish we could have collaborated on a question for Trish Stratus. I don't know what I would have said. I'm like, hey, what's up? It's not.
It's like,
That
what
may
does
have
it
worked
feel
out
like?
for the best.
What does it feel like to bounce off the ring ropes?
Yeah, like what's
Yes.
Vince McMahon like?
Oh, all right. On that note,
Oh God.
so if you're one of our new viewers and subscribers that we met at the expo this weekend, thank you for tuning in.
we're
If
sorry.
you
in
have-
advance.
If you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? The button's right down there. So
Hit the button.
hit the button, click subscribe, click like, leave some comments. If you saw us at the expo, leave some comments, say hi in the comments. If you were listening over on podcasts, go check out YouTube, youtube.com/@eatsleepnerd. Stay tuned. We have a lot of cool videos coming out. We actually have had a bunch of team recordings this weekend, so lots of videos coming your way these next couple of weeks.
Including Corey's rating video of Skyline Chili.
Stay tuned. So, on that note, Britt,
I hate to know.
what are some things that nerds should be doing before they see us at next year's expo?
Oh my gosh. Prepare thyself, first of all, for the immense chaos, because we had an amazing time this year, but we're going to be locked and loaded for next year for sure.
Spreadsheets.
Spreadsheets. Yes, Nick. Spreadsheet heaven. All for you. And I mean, of course, you're going to want to eat your Wheaties, all right? So you can make it through to next expo. You want to make sure that you sleep because you will hallucinate after so many hours. But most importantly, you guys need to nerd.
Take it easy, people.